that don't know, I'm Kaycee's dad. Yesterday after rehearsal, even though it was just a rehearsal, I was just watching them two and walking her down the aisle/path. And I was just thinking, man, what happened? Where'd my little girl go? This ain't, you know, it just doesn't seem real, but it does seem right. And so anyway, I wrote up a little something, and that's not it. Anyway, like I said, I was just watching her and looking and thinking, man, you know, where'd my little girl go? And to know where she went, we needed to kind of know where she came from. So, actually, I know where she came from. That's one of my best. But, you know, she's just always been that one of ours, one of six. And, I mean, honestly, just a little bit odd. She's just like, you know? June 27th, 1986. She was born at Walter Reed Medical Center in Bethesda, Maryland. And the odd thing is, she came out smiling. We thought she wasn't breathing, but she was smiling. And we thought that was pretty odd. And as a young kid, she would play with frogs and snakes and anything that would crawl, worms, and she would make sure that you knew she had them. She'd shove them in your face and dance around with them and stuff like that. And, you know, most little girls would think that's kind of gross, and she thought it was really neat, and we thought that was pretty odd. As she got older, she liked to wear overalls and basically developed her fashion from watching lamb chops play along. And again, we thought that was pretty odd. She grew up a little more and decided she was going to kind of hang out with Dad.
Can you go ahead?
Girl, so
There you go.
We shot a real nice 10-point clock.
You're okay, you don't have to crunch.
She got it out. Not only she got it out, she hung the nuts on a tree. And came home and ate the heart with me and thought it was really good. I thought, that's really odd. As she grew up, then in high school, she blossomed into quite the little young lady. She shed the overalls and joined every activity she could possibly join and decided to try and support the Dr. Pepper Company all by herself. Dr. Cesar. Oh yeah, and then she ran for Miss Tech. That's odd. Without a big name in a small town, in the small town of Tech, and though she had a beautiful singing voice, had no very noticeable talents. I mean, you know, like chainsaws or fire eating or anything like that. But yet she won Miss Tech. We were very, very proud of her, although we thought it was odd. And then she went off to college in Decorah, Iowa, Luther College, and where she did very well. And yeah, I'm right. She did well, but instead of coming home for vacation like most kids, she went to Mexico and went to Spain and did running with the bulls, and we got a phone call here and there. That was a little bit odd, but whatever, you know, whatever works for her. But as usual, she excelled and graduated with honors. And so we thought, okay, well, she's done with college now, she'll come home and settle down. We were way wrong on that one. She said, Dad, guess what? I'm going to teach in Columbia. It's wonderful. South Carolina's beautiful. No, Dad, no, that would be South America, Columbia. Oh, cocaine, coffee, and the front hotel that'll suck your throat, and you don't get no reason. Nobody want to go there. Live there. So we just thought that was like, yeah. During the time that she was doing all her travels in Mexico and Spain and Colombia, she had a huge fan that through all her travels, and that of course was also a fellow seasoned traveler. And maybe she didn't even know it, but that was Grandpa Mike. He was a huge fan of Kaycee's travels. She, every time I'd go over there, he would have a map out and show me where she was, because I couldn't even pronounce the cities. And he'd follow her along on the internet and stuff, and it's just a huge fan. He loved her very much. Well, then finally she did come back home and decided she did like it here. After traveling, actually probably millions of miles, she finally got back. She got a job right away. She was teaching in Chaska, Minnetonka. Was it Eau Claire? So anyway, she kind of skipped around a little bit. You know, we thought it was kind of odd, but you know, that's all right. Her mother and I often thought, you know, will she ever settle down? Because she's always going, always. And, you know, I mean, not just going to Schooner or Hayward or something. She's always running all over the place to different countries and whatnot. And we decided that, yes, you know, someday she probably will settle down. And we both agreed that someday if she did, the guy she found, I can guarantee it'd be pretty hot. So anyway, Rob Rogers. She came to me one day and she said, Dad, I want you to meet my boyfriend. His name's Rob and he's a lot like you. I said, oh really? How's that? Does he like to hunt and fish a lot? She said, well, not really. I mean, a little. He's more into like Star Trek and House Trek. Does he have a really big truck or something? No, he has a little red Ford Ranger. Oh, okay. But she said, he is a huge Packer fan, and he does like lion poodles. I said, well, he has potential. And lo and behold, here we are, celebrating the union of the odd couple. I would like to say the perfect match, Rob and Kaycee. Romans 8:28 says, everything God allows in our lives is for our ultimate good. And you two together in this life, we all feel is very good. And we are so blessed to have you, and you are blessed to have each other. And we love you both very much, and we wish you happiness forever.